Yeah, I think some of us were kind of holding out hope that with a different style type of quarterback like JJ, that we'll see their approach offensively be a little bit different, but it's not any different. No, it's gonna make some people upset, but whatever. Here it goes.
Bring it.
There's I text you earlier in the game, and at a certain point, JJ was very efficient. I'm gonna say the keyword efficient. I think he was 8 for 8 at one point. I was like,
Let me. I'll read it. I have it here, right here. It's
okay,
ready. So you put, and I'll actually skip one text message because you gave it all on the first one. But you put
yeah,
JJ has skills for sure. He said, but he's not CJ Stroud or Bryce Young. That JJ isn't special, man. That's what you text me.
yeah,
So kind
because
of
it's like,
expound on that.
yeah, it's like the more I'm watching him, the more the sample size I'm getting for him, and what I think when people hear that, they're gonna be like, "Oh my God, you're bashing JJ." I think JJ is good. I think he could be really good, but coming in and all the hype was as if he was special, right? And then we saw guys like I think D Brown, it could have been somebody else, was saying between. Remember that question we got a few weeks ago? I think it was D Brown or somebody else. They were like, rather CJ Bryce or
Mm-hmm.
I think he said JJ. I'd rather have JJ. And I'm like, okay. And so like the more I watch him, I mean, he's definitely has some unique skills. He's athletic. He has a very, very good arm. But is he special? Special? Because there's a difference between being a really good college quarterback, even getting drafted, and being special. Like special to me is like if I'm an NFL team in a top five pick, I'm going to get you, right? And as of now, and this could be subject to change, I can't say definitively like I would take JJ McCarthy now in my top for a top five pick. I can't say that. No matter how much of a I think he has, right? He still has to put it all together. And so I don't know. I mean, like I'm not seeing the specialness, if you will, from him. I see he can be. I think he can be really good. And maybe yeah, Goj is right. JJ can't be JJ in this system. Maybe it's a system, right? Maybe it just hamstrings some of his true potential, and that's very possible. But yeah, I'm not seeing the special. I'm seeing a lot of goodness, but not special.
Well, and I think, like you said, you had mentioned, maybe maybe the offense is just not going to be called any different just because you have a different quarterback. Like, because I would agree, and if in your mind imagined Cade taking all of the snaps, like, it probably wouldn't look that different. I mean, you could make an argument it wouldn't look different at all.
Hmm.
And maybe that's the problem. Maybe it's just the offense is not, is just not going to, it's just not going to look different. It's just going to be conservative. That's, that is in lockstep in line with what, Harbaugh has typically been. We've seen times where it has changed a bit, but I mean, maybe that's just it. Like, it's just going to be conservative. That's how they're going to play.
Yeah.
Like, even today, I'm trying to think of how many deep shots that they threw. I think there was one to Ronnie Bell that was close. Other than that, like, I can't really remember any other deep shots. What about you?
No, I can't really remember any D shots either. Side note, I think Shoemaker is becoming a really, really good, target for this team. I mean, he's becoming even more, I think, dependable than Eric All was. He's from a pass catcher perspective, and Eric All was really good. So that's another positive. Him and JJ have a really good connection. But no, I mean, look, I think play calling has a little bit to do with it. I find it interesting that when you say someone's not special, that is an insult. I said he's really good. Like, is that like a bad thing? I mean, heck, he might even be the second best quarterback in his conference, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure if he's in the special category yet. Mind you, let me be very my total view of college football. I think there's only two special. Can you see my fingers? Two special quarterbacks right now: CJ, Bryce Young. That's my special category. And then you have your really good, and so on and so forth. So that kind of lets you guys know how I look at things. So me saying that he's not special is not a diss.
And see,
Like I think.
I just like here's my thing is are we what's our consensus with all of our viewers that are here? Is the consensus that Michigan is a top 4 team, is going to the playoff, and is going to compete for a national championship? Or is 9-3, 10-2, that's the best that Michigan can do, and we're okay with that? Because I would like to find out where we're at, because if we know how you guys feel about it, then we could talk about it we could talk about Michigan football as that being the end goal. Because for me, I'm in the first camp. I think Michigan should be thinking that they should compete they should win the Big Ten, compete for the playoffs, get in the playoffs, and compete for a national championship. So yes, when you play Indiana, who just lost to Nebraska last week, I do expect JJ to have more than 300 yards. It was a good game, right? So, and this is more towards the play calling, not the actual player. That needs to be better. Like 31 points on Indy. I'm pretty sure Nebraska scored about that. I think they scored like 21 or something like that. So you're telling me you're 10 points better than Nebraska? That's yeah, yeah. I expect more than 31 points. Forgive me. Maybe I'm crazy. You know what I mean? Like I don't understand. Like the like yes, there's an aspect of it. Like yes, Michigan won. You beat Indiana, so on and so forth. But when we left the stream on Wednesday, I thought we were all in agreement that was for sure going to happen. Like I thought that for sure. So okay, I mean if we're good with that, like hey, we just want to win as much as I can, and boom, thank you, Trey. Nebraska scored 35. Like I think Michigan's way better than Nebraska. I think you're way better than
Absolutely.
Indiana. I think you know what I mean. I think you're way better than Iowa. So yes, I would expect a bigger output. Forgive me. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, man. What's our goal? What's our end goal here?
I think a lot of people it's just about the final result, and that's what the comment section is. It's about the final result. And if you dare say anything that is um, pondering or even remotely looked as a
Hold on, Trey.
negative,
Sorry to interrupt. We scored less on Indiana last year. Okay. Well, Cade was your quarterback last year, and the general consensus was everybody wanted JJ, and that the offense was going to be better. So great. Thanks for the comment. I like. What
my,
do we? Go ahead, Dre.
on that note, Des, and that is something that I hope that I want people to really take a step back and think about the totality of the games this year. Is the offense definitively better? Does it look different? I would say overall. Now you do see JJ running a little bit more. Of course, he's a lot more athletic than Cade. But like, and I texted to you earlier before I made that comment. There, it's like the overall production of the quarterback position is much different. Like if you take the names off the back of the jerseys, right? We don't know who the guys are. We're just looking at the overall production. It's the quarterback production this far in the season has been much better than last year. No, not really. I mean, because Cade, no matter limited or not, he played well, right? He was productive. Now, it didn't look the same as JJ. Like, JJ does more things. Like, JJ is really good at making plays with his legs, rolling out, giving guys time to get open, stuff like that, right? I think Cade, vice versa, was better at getting the ball out a little bit quicker and knowing who he's looking for, right? Like Cade was really good at making his one read and getting the ball out to that person right away. Case in point, I give you guys a distinct example, and I know by no means am I saying Cade is better than JJ. JJ's better. I'm just giving you. There was a 3rd and 5 play today. Michigan's on offense, and JJ gets a snap, and he either overshoots AJ Henning or he undershoots, I believe, Cornelius Johnson or Ronnie Bell. I can't remember the
Mm-hmm.
receiver on the outside. And Joe Clapp points out how all he had to do was snap, drop, and deliver a quick little 5-yard small pass to AJ Henning. I guarantee you, because he did it all last year, Cade makes that particular play. Not saying that he can do the plays that JJ can. They're different. But those one of those quick reads that JJ can get better with, right? So it's one of those things where this kid is talented, guys, but he still has a long ways to go. and it's okay to recognize that. I don't know. Like I guess I'm not supposed to point those things out.